Colin. Have a
Bye,
good
guys.
night.
I'll see you on Fortnite later.
Yep, we'll see you later. Squad white, for sure. Bye. 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 Bye.
Oh, hey, Colin. Looking for this right here?
Welcome into Before the Kickoff, the Daily Island's weekly pregame show and your number one source for Hawkeye football. I'm Colin Carruthers.
And I'm Elise Gann. We're going to break down everything you need to know before the kickoff.
Elise, another bye week gone out of the way. It's time for the final home stretch of the regular season.
Colin, that was a much-needed bye week. For me, for the team, I love the fact that there are two in college football. I will just say that right now.
That is a nice thing. Getting the reset, rest up again. Needed it, especially for these upcoming matchups. But what about that last one, Elise?
Tell us about it, Colin.
It was about 2 weeks ago now that we were in Kinnick Stadium, and the Iowa Hawkeyes, led by Mark Gronowski, took on the Minnesota Golden Gophers in a battle for the Floyd of Rosedale. Just a quick recap of that first quarter alone. Stellar for Iowa. Mark Gronowski, early touchdown, a rushing touchdown for him. Then a field goal there from Drew Stevens, a 10-0 lead early, and the wheels completely fell off for Minnesota. A pick six for Zach Lutmer, 17-0 lead. And then the last drive going into the second quarter, to the first few plays of the second quarter, Mark Gronowski drops back, looking right for a pass. If you slow it down and look at it, over top of former Hawkeye John Nestor, Reese Vanderzee reels in the touchdown grab, 24-0 lead. And then a little bit later in that same quarter, it's Caden Weegan weaving left and right up to the right side. Look at the left side of your screen. KJ Parker, pancake block, allows Weegan to row his boat all the way down the field and give Iowa a 31-0 lead going into halftime. No one more frustrating in the stadium than PJ Fleck. First drive of the second half, though, picked up where everything left off. An interception for TJ Hall. Turns it over, Iowa possession. It wasn't the next possession, but just a little bit later that Iowa would come up with this field goal. Drew Stevens launches one from long range and extends the lead even more. Everyone loving it in Kinnick Stadium. And then just in crunch time of this game, Jeremy Hecklinski got a few snaps and would rush it in for his first touchdown in the black and gold. He puts in the final nail to the coffin as the Iowa fans celebrate as they lift up the Floyd of Rosedale in victory once again. At least I don't think anyone can be surprised with the Floyd of Rosedale once again staying in Iowa City.
Yeah, like you said, I'm not surprised. You're not surprised. Just a ritual by now.
It really is at this point. I mean, all besides that 1 year that's been here in Iowa City.
Yeah, I don't think we need a refresher
Nope.
on that year, but we do need some refreshers on this Iowa team after this bye week, and that's why we'll send it to Nick Isles.
Colin and Elise, it is great to be back here after the bye week with all of you and with this fine piece of hardware right here. Saturday's sold-out contest against the 9th-ranked Oregon Ducks is Iowa's first home game against a top 10 foe since 2022. There is certainly a lot of buzz going around Iowa City, not only about this game, but where the Hawks lie in the college football playoff polls as well. The College Football Playoff Committee has selected Iowa as the number 20 team in the country. And now that it's November, a win against Oregon put a surging Iowa football team into a prime position for a look at the 12-team playoff. Cole will break down some history about these two teams later in the show, but let's focus on the now. Both defenses rank in the top 5 in the fewest yards allowed per game, Iowa ranking 2nd and Oregon ranking 4th in that category. I know Halloween is past us, but something that may spook the Hawkeye passing game is that Oregon secondary. The Ducks rank 1st in fewest passing yards allowed, not a good sign for an Iowa pass offense that averages 132 yards through the air. However, the Hawkeye defense can exploit some Oregon flaws to their advantage. The Ducks have not scored on an opening drive since September 20th. If Iowa could get stops and even force a turnover in Oregon territory early, Hawkeye offense will hope to ride the momentum all the way through. Now, guys, a fascinating stat here. Oregon ranks 135th in the FBS in red zone defense, allowing opponents to score 100% of the time. That's something that will make you say, wow, and it's a weakness that allows the Hawks to hunt down the Ducks. This game is a make or break for Iowa's playoff hopes. The opportunities are there to make a statement and be heard on a national scale. Colin and Elise, I'll send it back to you.
Well, thanks, Nick. I like that he brought up that the college football playoff poll is out. And Elise, I don't know, what do you think of Iowa falling in at number 20?
I'm not going to lie to you, Colin. I was prepared for Iowa to be ranked, but I was not prepared for them to be ranked 20th. I mean, I was going to predict 23rd, 24th, maybe even 25th, but look at them. They're up there, ranked 20th.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I would have said 20th as well. I kind of do my own little weekly prediction, kind of just see where I would have put them. And I would have said 23rd for them as the highest. So it's a lot of benefit of the doubt from the College Football Playoff Committee putting them at 20th. I think a big thing with them right now is they're trusting the eye test a lot. I think their blowout win against Minnesota and maybe even their blowout win against Wisconsin, even though Wisconsin we know is not doing phenomenal right now, probably gave them a few little bonus points in the College Football Playoff poll. So that's my thoughts on Iowa's ranking. We'll take a moment here to pull up those rankings right now. And there you can see Iowa at 20, but look at Oregon at number 9. That kind of shocked me, Elise.
This one shocked me as well. I thought Oregon would be ranked significantly higher. They are an absolute powerhouse of a team in all areas. They could probably defeat the majority of teams ahead of them, but it wasn't just us thinking this, Colin. We were able to talk to Ashley Davidson of DITV, which is Oregon's student television station, and get her insight on this Oregon team.
Yeah, we were also able to break the news to her about Oregon's ranking and get her live reaction.
What? That is really low. What?
Well, again, I don't really necessarily agree with that selection there. If there's any reason for them to drop, it might be due to a little bit of a lackluster performance in their last game.
Yeah, it could be. Oregon hosted Wisconsin in what was only a 21-7 victory. Iowa players gave us their thoughts about how Wisconsin was able to hold the Ducks to a closer score.
I think what Wisconsin did well is they just were tough. And they were physical and they were violent, and that's what this game's about, being tough, physical, and violent. And that's what we're going to have to do. But it's just going to be one of them heavyweight boxing titles, just blow for blow, and who wants to stand there the longest.
Still, this is an extremely talented roster led by a phenomenal quarterback.
Yeah, Dante Moore has been one of the nation's best, but actually shared why this season might be extra difficult on him.
He's, especially with his history at UCLA, with only getting pulled out halfway through the season, he's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders right now, with not only people bringing up his history but also leading this new squad.
Well, he has been living up to expectations. After backing up Dylan Gabriel last year, he's racked up in 1,772 yards and 19 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. CBS Sports recently tabbed him as potentially the #1 overall pick in the 2026 NFL Draft. Now, he did suffer a nose injury against Wisconsin and didn't return to that game, but all looks good now. That's when the bye week comes into play and is beneficial.
Yeah, absolutely, Elise. It's a unique situation where both teams are actually coming off a bye. They both followed the same schedule with a Week 6 bye and a Week 10 bye. These weeks allow guys like Dante Moore to be ready, and Iowa's Mark Gronowski continue to nurse up.
I wouldn't say I'm 100% full strength, but I'm definitely feeling better than I did last week and even better than the last game. So continuing to improve each week.
Well, Colin, Iowa came out of their first bye week this season and beat the brakes off of Wisconsin, but Oregon's first bye week did not serve them justice. That's when Oregon lost to Indiana at home. It was the program's first home loss since the 2022 season when they lost to Washington.
Well, either way, Elise, it'll be cool to see both teams at full strength. And you were giving us the rundown on Dante Moore. Who's been some of his favorite weapons?
Well, first, you have to highlight freshman wide receiver DeCorian Moore. Moore has been a standout for the Ducks with 28 catches, going for a total of 443 yards and adding 3 touchdowns on top of that. Next, watch out for junior tight end Kenyon Sadiq. He's got 22 catches on the year and 311 yards, but surpasses DeCorian with 5 touchdowns. This already beats his numbers from a season ago when he had 308 yards and only 2 touchdowns. The nice thing for Oregon is their offense is not limited. They can just do it about all day.
Yes, they can. And I mean, you said it. It's also the team's run game that's one of the best in the entire conference. And yes, I am comparing that to Iowa's stellar run offense as well. They have a similar situation as Iowa where they're able to go to multiple guys, all extremely fast, as you can see right there, leaning mostly on Noah Whittington, De'Aaron Hill Jr., and Jordan Davidson. The trio have combined for 350 rush yards on the season.
We've got Noah Whittington, who is pretty good at running the ball. When he's on. Like, it's the run game looks great. And then we have like our young guys, like we have Jordan Davison, who is just like, I feel like he's like a ball magnet. Wherever it's thrown, he can run, he can catch. He's great, and he's only a freshman.
Also worth noting that Oregon averages 259 rush yards per win this year. Their one loss, they ran for a simple 81 yards against Indiana. This provides just a major challenge and opportunity for the Iowa defensive line to control a major aspect of this game.
Honestly though, it's the same idea for Oregon's defensive line as well. If they shut down Iowa's run game, they should be in good shape. Iowa's the second best defense in the country when it comes to yards per carry against them, and Oregon follows close behind as the nation's fourth best in that category, allowing 3.3 yards per carry. There's one more aspect of this game though, Colin, that hasn't come up yet prior to the start of this year.
Honestly, this is week 9, or game 9, I shouldn't say week 9, but game 9 of the season. I'm not really sure what that could be, Elise.
Well, this is the first time weather could cause a bit of a factor for Saturday's matchup. I'll be your weather reporter as we take a look at Saturday. Looks like lows will sit around the mid-20s and highs will camp in those mid to high 40s, but the big issue, there is very likely chance that rain will smother Kinnick Stadium throughout the entirety of this game. Oregon saw this 2 weeks ago when it was pouring in their game versus Wisconsin. Iowa also goes through this very often in years past, so both teams should be pretty unfazed. Though it may really emphasize the battle in the trenches. However, if you're planning to go to Big Noon Kickoff in the morning or go out at night, bring your winter coats. Potential snow is underway, and as a winter lover myself, I am really excited, but I don't really want to be standing out in that for too long. Anyways, this will be a very interesting game weather-wise. Well, after the bye week, we've had a lot to talk about and break down, Colin.
Yeah, we really have. Good point about the weather there. I wouldn't have considered that at all, but hopefully it clears up for a great ceremony right before the game for the kid captain this upcoming weekend. For the story about this amazing kid, we'll send it over to Cole Krieger.
Back in 2015, Miranda Atkinson gave birth to twins Harper and Knox at University of Iowa Healthcare Medical Center. Both newborns spent 2 weeks in extensive care. While Knox eventually was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, Harper seemed healthy. Until age 2, when she dropped down in pain while outside at a park. Miranda quickly rushed over to her distraught daughter, running her hand up Harper's leg, discovering a deformity.
Completely displaced femur fracture, and it was with no injury, no insult, just a spontaneous fracture.
Harper was admitted to the hospital receiving a full-body MRI that revealed multiple lesions in her arm and leg bones. After many trials of tests, similarities to other bone diseases were found in databases across the world, but none of them truly matched Harper's symptoms.
The journey started moving forward that we realized this is going to probably be a problem for a while, but even then, I don't think we grasped that it would be a lifelong ordeal.
At this point, Harper's condition is considered undiagnosed and the only case in the world. Since her first fracture at age 2, Harper now has 35 breaks and 11 surgeries behind her.
We have found more of like the management care, where they just try to keep her fractures limited.
With the lesions worsening, the disease has shown to be progressive. Despite living an hour away in Wapello, Iowa, the Atkinsons still visit Stead multiple times a week. Now 10 years old and in the 4th grade, Harper Atkinson loves horseback riding, playing the piano, and is a very talented singer.
I mean, she's killing it. She does a great job with all of the medical things. She knows they have to be done, and she's taught us how to be strong.
From the University of Iowa, Cole Krieger, DITV Sports.
Thank you for that amazing story, Cole. Always such inspiring stories from these kids.
Absolutely, it is week in and week out. The stories are just perfect and fantastic to hear about. But another thing that might be a little perfect, at least to you, since you have a little bit of this in your repertoire, is the history lesson. And for that, we'll send it over to Cole Krieger, who's got our lesson between Oregon and Iowa.
Good morning, class, and welcome back to another history lesson right here on Before the Kickoff. This week, Iowa takes on Oregon for the first time as Big Ten. Back in 2024, the college football landscape forever changed, so a quick conference realignment recap is always necessary. Oregon, USC, UCLA, and Washington left the Pac-12 in 2024 to join the Big Ten Conference in the biggest offseason in college football history. In year one, the Hawkeyes finished with a record of 1-1 against Big Ten newcomers, with a dismantling win over Washington at home and an upset loss to UCLA. Shifting our focus to the Oregon Ducks, the Hawkeyes haven't faced the Ducks since 1994. In their 1994 matchup in Eugene, Oregon, the Ducks flew past the Hawks with an impressive 48-18 victory. The Ducks lead the all-time series 2-1 over the Hawks, with Iowa's one and only win coming all the way back in 1949. The Hawks squeaked out a narrow victory 34-31 over the Ducks in 1949. Matter of fact, all 3 contests have been high scoring with Oregon, averaging 38.3 points per game versus Iowa. Saturday's matchup will be the 3rd game held in Iowa City. With not much history between these two schools, I'll end this week's history lesson with a fun fact. Did you know that Iowa head coach Kirk Ferentz and Oregon head coach Dan Lanning early in their coaching careers were both grad assistants at Pittsburgh? Ferentz in 1980 and Lanning in 2011. Well, class, that wraps up another history lesson right here on Before the Kickoff. Hope to see you right here next week in the classroom.
Thanks, Cole. Not too much crazy history between these two teams, so this will definitely be a super exciting watch.
Yeah, Lisa, I'm excited to see where this will bring the relationship of Iowa and Oregon as time passes.
I mean, they could somehow turn out to be big rivals in the next 20 years. Who knows? But speaking of rivalries, there are some very interesting matchups this weekend in the Big Ten.
I have seen that as well, and I'm really excited to see how those will fall apart. But to learn about what those matchups are, we'll take a look around the Big Ten with Ryan Paris.
There's no mistaking what the biggest game of the week is in all of the Big Ten. All you have to do is walk by the Pentacrest and see the set for Big Noon Kickoff under construction. But beyond Iowa versus Oregon, there are a couple of other intriguing games this week in Big Ten play. And the first one starts on Friday night in Southern California when the 5-3 Northwestern Wildcats head out west to take on the number 19 ranked USC Trojans. This one's interesting as a litmus test for Iowa since they'll be heading there next weekend. There's no doubt that the Hawks are a better team than Northwestern, so if the Wildcats can keep it close, it should give Iowa fans a lot of hope. Northwestern already pulled off a sneaky road win when they toppled Penn State in Happy Valley a couple of weeks ago, and who's to say they can't do it again? Meanwhile, USC quarterback Jaden Mayava has had a solid year so far in his first full year under center, with 2,315 passing yards, 15 touchdowns against just 5 interceptions. Teams always find it hard to travel out west, which will make the Coliseum a fortress, especially in the new-look Big Ten. And speaking of Happy Valley, we're going to head there for our next game when the 9-0, number 2 ranked Indiana Hoosiers take on the decimated Penn State Nittany Lions. It's getting late in the season, and beyond this game, the Hoosiers are set to play terrible Wisconsin and Purdue teams, making Penn State the last real chance to stop them from going undefeated in the regular season. Hoosier QB Fernando Mendoza has solidified himself as one of, if not the top quarterback prospects in the upcoming NFL draft, and a solid game against this defense will continue to reinforce that pedigree. On Penn State's side, the question continues to be whether this team will snap the skid. 5 losses in a row dating back to mid-September, the Clouds have remained placed in Pennsylvania now for nearly 2 months, and I'm not sure they'll be leaving anytime soon. And for our final game, we'll head over to the East Coast and the birthplace of college football for a rivalry between Maryland and Rutgers. In annual matchup since 2014, Maryland leads the all-time series 12-8 and is 7-3 in the last decade. Both teams have 4 wins on the year, and needing 6 to become bowl eligible. There's a pretty high chance the winner will be in position to secure it, while the loser will have a big uphill battle ahead. After starting 4-0, the Terrapins have dropped 4 straight games, all in conference play, while Rutgers' only Big Ten win is against lowly Purdue, so something will have to give in this one. That's a look at some of the biggest games in the Big Ten this week, though I think most people's attention will be focused on what's going to play out right here in Iowa City.
Well, I don't care what you say about any of those games. Football is football, and it's all good football to me. I love it, Elise.
I know, Colin. You are a total football nerd, probably the biggest one I know.
I'm a sicko a little bit, is what I've been told. But it's not just those games I love. What about a game show? Welcome into this week's game show segment. This week we are playing a bit of BTK Feud, which is pretty much based off exactly Family Feud, and I'm sure you all are aware of it, but just a quick synopsis of how this will go down. We're using this football as a buzzer, but 2 contestants at a time will come up, and we have a little survey, a poll, with different answers from different questions. They'll try to guess the best answers on there, and like Family Feud, if they get to 3 strikes, the other team can try the seal. So first, let's see Mr. Nick Giles for Team NERP and Mr. Cole Krieger for Team CC. These are very interesting names that we were warned of last minute. I don't think I've seen anyone enjoy the belt as much as you.
Yeah,
but I like it.
I do love it.
Let's see if you can.
It's a little extra. No, I got to show it off.
You gotta show it off while you have it, and I mean, you gotta try to be a champion 2 times right now. But let's go ahead and get into our first question here on BTK Feud. Gentlemen, are we ready? Remember, we just have to take the ball as the buzzer in this case. First one to take the ball gets the answer first. You guys ready?
Yep.
Which school/team has the best color combo in the Big Ten? Cole of Team CC?
Iowa.
Show me Iowa. Iowa, number 2 on the board. You have a chance to go for number 1, though.
Give me Oregon.
Show me Oregon. Survey says number 4. That surprised me. So, Cole, you had the second answer. It was higher. You want to play or do you want to pass?
We would like to play.
Well, they're going to play. Go ahead and sit back. We'll see if they can clear off the board here. We'll head back over now to Cole and Elise with Team CC. Obviously, Iowa, number 2, and Oregon, number 4 off the board. Elise, which school/team has the best color combo in the Big Ten?
I think people around here like purple. I'm going to go Northwestern.
Ooh, Northwestern. We'll see if that one's up there. It is number 6 on there as well. I should have also mentioned top 8 answers on the board. I forgot that part, which silly me. I'm no Steve Harvey. Instead, Colin Harvey wants to ask you, Cole, who's got the best color combo?
I'm thinking blue. I'm leaning Michigan or UCLA. I think UCLA is maybe. I'm gonna go UCLA.
UCLA, you sure you want to lock it in?
Don't let him get in your head.
Yeah, I'm locking it in. UCLA.
Survey says, show me UCLA, number 1 on the board.
All right.
All right, refresher. We've got number 1, number 2, number 4, and number 6 off the board. 4 answers left. Elise, who's got it going best?
Kind of leaning USC. I'm going to go with them.
USC, show me USC. First wrong answer of the day. First X, so 2 more strikes before Team Nerf can try to steal your points. 4 answers still left, Cole. Which school/team has the best color combo in the Big Ten?
Well, I was between this team and UCLA last time, Tom. I think I'm going to go with the victors valiant here. I think I'm going to go Michigan.
Well, sir, you would be correct. Number 5 on the board. 3 answers left. Elise, who do you got next?
Might as well start with the reds and whites. So, Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yes.
The scarlet, the silver, the white. I like that answer. I don't love the team, but let's see. Show me Ohio State. Strike number 2. 1 strike away. I know.
Okay.
Not on there.
It's fine.
We got some surprises. 3 answers left.
Can you remind us which we've gotten so far?
We've got UCLA, number 1, number 2, Iowa, number 4, Oregon, number 5, Michigan, and number 6, Northwestern. So answers 3, 7, and 8 are still on the board. Cool, 1 strike left, or Team Nerf. I'd have a chance to take all your points.
I haven't even thought about those guys. No. She gave me a team name. That's why I meant not
Team
you guys.
CC.
Not you guys over there. Oh man, this is tough. I'm gonna go with my hometown Wisconsin Badgers.
The Wisconsin Badgers. No receiving a vote. We're left right off the board. 3 answers left. You guys are 3 strikes, so walk it over to Team Nerf now. A chance for you guys to steal. 3 answers left on the board. 1 guess to steal all of their points. Which school/team has the best color combo in the Big Ten?
This first one has been notably left off. There's a lot of people from the Chicagoland area. You gotta go for the orange and blue of Illinois.
Illinois, to steal all their points. Survey says not on there. All points.
Oh my God.
The team CC.
Wow. Really?
The first round goes to them.
Wow.
Hey.
Okay.
Not my fault. But let's take a moment to acknowledge the 3 other schools up there. At number 8, Minnesota. Number 7, Washington. And number 3, a little bit of shocker, Michigan State.
I was thinking Michigan State. Wow. Okay.
Even though it's only been a week, Colin, I've missed our game shows.
I really have as well. Good to be back into the rhythm and swing of these, even though we only have a few left, which I might make myself cry with that, but I'm happy to have it back.
Yeah, Colin, and like I say every week, it's all fun and games until it comes down to the prediction belt.
I am locking in for this week. I am not happy with you, Nick Isles. You took my belt going into the bye week. You and me right now, lock in. It's time to get this back. Nick, go ahead and give us your prediction, and it might be close first between Oregon and Iowa.
Guys, there is something in the air in Iowa City that's got me in the mood to pick the Hawks this weekend. In fact, I think everyone in support of Iowa feels a lot better for this team's chances than they did a few weeks back. Oregon knows it. I know it. You know it. The fans know it. Kinnick Stadium is nowhere any opponent of the black and gold wants to play right now. That Iowa defense is playing confident, and it is translating to that offense. Give me the Hawks 16-13 in a thrilling defensive battle. And let me just add this, Iowa is 38-1 when they score 21 plus points since 2020. I think that's subject to change this weekend.
Well, Nick, you've started to become known as the bye week merchant. Both times the Hawks have had a bye the following week, you've won the belt. Well, guess what? The Hawks no longer have any byes on their schedule, which means one of us is taking the belt off your hands this week. This week's game is going to lean heavily on Iowa's defense. If Iowa forces Oregon to play their game of low-scoring, grinded-out style of football, the Hawks will win. But if Oregon can start off fast to put the Hawks in an early hole, I think Oregon could take it. This time, I'll be actually picking against Iowa for the first time this season. Give me the Ducks 23-19. Ryan, what about you?
Cole, it seems a little hypocritical from you. You've criticized me a couple of times for picking against Iowa. Well, this week, I'm going with the Hawks. Every week, we hope to get ranked, and now, thanks to the college football playoff poll, we finally have. Screw the AP poll. They still don't respect us. They still don't rank us. We're going to prove why we should be ranked in all of the polls this weekend. As I said, I've picked against Iowa a couple of times this season, but today is the day that ends. Who cares about a stupid belt? I'd rather see our team win a game. I've got Iowa winning 19-17. If Oregon can't beat Indiana and Eugene, there's no reason why we can't beat them in Iowa City. The AP poll will finally have to respect us one day. Elise, I hope you're with me.
Well, Ryan, don't get ahead of yourself right there. Before we come to me and my amazing prediction that's obviously going to be incredibly correct, we have a new prediction from Ashley.
I think I gotta go 21-7 Oregon. I think we're gonna have some gap, but it's not gonna be a crazy huge blowout gap. Honestly, in my opinion, I don't think it's gonna be a crazy blowout, but I still think we're gonna come out with the win.
In our first episode of Before the Kickoff, I predicted that Iowa would lose to Oregon. But guys, I hate to admit this, I think I was wrong. Ranked 20th in the college football playoff poll, coming off a bye week, playing in Kinnick Stadium, where ranked teams come to die. I mean, it's basically written in the stars. Ryan, I'm going to one-up you here and give Iowa a 20-17 victory, sending the Ducks flocking back to Eugene. I have no idea how this game will pan out, honestly. This could either be the highest scoring game in all of college football history, or it could be 5-2 with 2 safeties and a field goal, but we'll see how it goes.
Ashley, Oregon fans, I know you guys have heard it plenty of times now, but make sure you understand it this time. Kinnick Stadium is the place that ranked teams come to die, to throw their seasons to the wayside, and that is exactly what will happen this weekend. Oregon is a terrific team, coached by one of the best in all of college football, have some of the best talent out there, but something is there, just like Nick Giles said, something in this atmosphere. I've got Iowa winning 17-14, a sloppy game, but again, think back to Iowa's game against Indiana. I said 16-14 in that one. It has to be a lower scoring game if Iowa wants to win, and that's exactly what I'm going with in this one if I have Iowa coming out on top. Well, Elise, you agree that we just don't talk to Cole for a week?
Yeah, I'm down.
I'm cool with that too. Cole, we'll see you later. Unfortunately, we will have to thank you and Ryan and Nick and our entire tech crew and you for tuning in to Before the Kickoff. Make
sure to check out the Daily Iowans website and YouTube page for all the latest on Hawkeye sports and coverage of this weekend's game. From the University of Iowa, I'm Elise Scan.
And I'm Colin Crithers. Have a great weekend, everyone. Enjoy watching Iowa and Oregon.